Hello, 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 everyone. This is your girl, Jeanette Cooper Bryant. I'm bringing you a live show today on Facebook and YouTube. I am so excited today. The Natural Nubian channel on YouTube. I am Jeanette, your host. I am a business owner. I am a nurse practitioner, the owner of Vita Left Infusion, and also the author of Nubia's Guide to Going Natural and The Radical Woman. Now, I have published a lot of books in the past, and getting out there in the community was exciting for me, and the journey was real. So I wanted to do something. I felt that was important to help support all of our business owners out there, because I remember we actually encourage and motivate each other. But we have gotten to a place where COVID has pretty much dictated what we can and cannot do. So I wanted to create a platform where we could all have discussions, promote other businesses, and thank you guys for joining us right now live. I see a few of you have already clicked in, and I want to make sure that I give you the content and the materials that you're looking for today. All right, I have a disclosure. This disclosure is I am not getting paid to do this, people. I wanted to say that because it's very important that I get you guys to start to subscribe to the Natural Nubian channel on YouTube. If you subscribe, you will get the notification. If you don't subscribe, you will not get the notification. My show will air on the first and the third Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. All right. Now, again, I'm going to talk about the truth. We're going to test the truth, and we're going to try the truth. Okay. The reason why we're doing this is because you have a product, a service, or you may be an author and you want to talk about your book, your publications. You may want to just share that with this platform to help motivate other authors or other people in the community. If you're a business owner, same thing. I want you to talk about your businesses and your services. Guess what? It's all for free. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, it's free for now because we're actually just motivating and encouraging one another. Now, mind you, I may have put in a little bit of money to make this happen. However, it is important for me to support you just like you support me. So, with that being said, I want to do an introduction to a very, very, very special guest today. This girl is so dear to my heart. And I say that because I want to say over almost 10 years ago, she was the motivator, the encourager, the empowering person that actually got me started to articulate my words, get out in the community and talk to people. She set up a Q&A session. It was so interesting. Her very first event that I attended, she had a Q&A session for natural hair. And I was a person who really enjoyed using natural oils, and I was a doTERRA oils person. So I used a lot of hair products from the kitchen. Well, I got on a panel with a lot of beauticians, and I thought to myself, well, who am I to get on here? But her event was so empowering. It stimulated me to do something different. Not only did I share some information that was very important for the future. In fact, we see a lot of people wearing natural hair now, thank God. Some of the things that I went out and talked to people about, it really did make a big difference. But the panel discussion gave me the opportunity to really share some gems with others. And it actually helped me become more empowered as a person. And I published a book after that, through some research data that I had, did a lot of intense research about natural hair products and oils. Okay. So again, she is the most empowering person I know. She's encouraging. She just full of love. And her hugs are just amazing to me. So I am going to actually bring her on stage right now, Miss LaToya Taite Headspeth.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, girl. I am so happy to have you here today. And, you know, Toy, it has been such a long time that we have been in the community, you and I. We used to go out and share a lot of encouragement to other business owners. And since COVID,
We just had to pivot. We still sharing. We just have to pivot and do it a little differently. But
yeah. So I thank God for this platform. And I want you to go ahead and just do a little introduction of yourself, because you are a lady who has so many hats. You know, I think about myself and all the hats that I have, but you have a lot of hats. And I want you to go ahead and just share your introduction with everyone.
okay, so this is how I guess starting to, introduce myself. So first of all, hey, I am LaToya Taite Headspeth, and I am a God-loving, pattern-mixing, colorful, creative soul, okay?
Oh, yes.
And so what does that mean, right? So to me, God-loving simply means loving God's people. So just making sure that I'm just sharing light, sharing love with whomever I am blessed to be able to encounter, right? And so with pattern mixing, that's my superpower. That's what I do. So I mean, it's just what it is. Mixing prints and patterns. I love it. Leopard goes with any and everything. Okay, so you can put a leopard with whatever, and it's gonna be brilliant.
Wait, pause. I see you got that. Do I see some leopard under there?
You see some leopard, some stripes, some polka dots.
What?
Like all of that. So
that is my girl right there.
It can be done and it can look good, right? So that's my superpower.
She is fashion diva.
Thank you. And then the colorful creative soul part. I guess really for me, I'm not gonna say I try. I put my all in everything that I do. Like that's the goal. That's what I strive to do. And so I love to curate and to cultivate women empowerment experiences, no matter the platform. And so you mentioned hats, so I'll just go through some of my different hats. So one of the first ones that we started working together on was with Naturals of Palm Coast, and so that is Support Swap Shop. Those are women empowerment events with a natural hair twist. And then from there evolved the Color Collective, which is a melanin curated marketplace for women of color by women of color. And then there's through my jewelry and accessories. There's Everything Toy Boutique, that $5 fabulousness. And then I have a mentorship program as well, YLOC, which is Young Ladies of Color. And it's for my 5th through 8th grade ladies at the current school that I'm at. And then I also have an online newsletter / like e-zine. It's called Stylish Affordable You. And so no matter where or what I do, I strive to show up as that God-loving, pattern-mixing, colorful, creative soul self. So that is, and I'm an author.
Yes, we cannot forget about your journal. It's amazing. Can you give us the title of your book?
Okay, so the current book, so the journal is in the works, but the current book, myself and like 40 other authors, is called Urgency. Yeah. And releasing right now prayers. And so it's a prayer collective. So there are prayers for whatever it is that you're needing, just some encouragement and some uplifting and all of that. So the journal and other things are to come. I'm trying to catch up with you with all of your with all of your books, but pretty proud because I've just November celebrated my 1 year authorversary. So I've been a published author for a year now. So yeah,
you know, it's exciting to write a book. Remember I told you it's like birthing a baby.
Yes,
you go through a process.
It hurts,
but it's hard, and
Yes.
And it's a lot of healing in the midst of it too. You start to learn things about yourself that you probably wouldn't have thought about until you sat down and wrote it on paper. Being your worst critique sometimes. You know, we are so hard on each other, but when it comes to ourselves and publishing our own content material, it can be a beast.
Yeah.
And I am grateful that God had inspired me to even get out there and do it, because it was the most rewarding time of my life to get out there and articulate, share content, help inspire others to go natural. As you can see now, the natural hair industry and market has changed tremendously.
Just within the past 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were my book cover. And remember that time, Toy, I shared some information about the research data about some of the chemicals and the hair products that we use and all of that. Remember? Everybody's talking about, let's go to China and get all our hair products. I was like, why can't you go get it out your backyard? And
you said that years ago.
I did. And now you see Pantene and all of them using argan oil, using coconut. You can't even get coconut oil off the shelf, you know, olive oils, you know, you name it. We're back to the natural products. And
back to our roots, so to speak.
Yeah. And you see a lot of nice, healthy hair. You notice that? Girls are growing their hair in no time. And then you say, oh, my hair is breaking, damage, breakage. You don't see that as much.
But also the knowledge is out there. The information is out there, because when I transitioned back to natural 20 some years ago, I haven't had any type of chemical relaxer in my hair for 20 some years. And the information wasn't there. And what was crazy was the support wasn't there either. So you would go back to natural, the way that God grew, you know, your hair out, and people weren't supportive, especially like your family. Like, well, what are you doing? Go home. You know what I mean? Just ignorant, negative.
Oh my gosh.
But it was. Girl. And so that was one of the reasons too of the big, you know, natural hair movement and natural hair events. And so that's how we got started with Naturals of Palm Coast, because things were happening in other cities. And I'm like, well, I'm fabulous and I'm here. So I'm sure there's other people that are fabulous in here and that are looking for that support to continue on that journey. So Naturals of Palm Coast, we've been doing events since what, 2011, 2012?
2020, yeah, I was going to say, because I did the book in 2014, but you had already been doing it so many years before I even came, you know, on board. So yeah. And you know, I have to say this, though. I have to say this. You have always been such a very encouraging, empowering person. You inspire health. And, you know, that's my occupation. I'm a medical provider. And, you know, the simplest thing as a touch, human touch, and a hug, embracing someone, that is you, Toy. That is you all the way. And it's such a healing aspect of life. You know, when you get a baby, you want to nurture the baby, you want to hold the baby, you know, you have to embrace. That is you. You are my girl. And I miss us having those moments. I miss us having those dialogues together, those late nights. Oh my God, how many times did I keep up at 2 o'clock in the morning? But, you know, I miss it. And people don't even understand or even know each other anymore. We're in a social media industry and we're very socially awkward. And what did I say? We were going to become this attention deficit society. Everything is electronic, you know?
Fast, quick.
Yeah. So how do we get back to these? Oh, let me pick up a phone and have a conversation.
Being intentional. Just being intentional. That's it. Being intentional. And what I have found myself doing in that being intentional, that if somebody has crossed my, you know how you say, you know, oh, you crossed my mind, but then you don't take the 2 seconds to, you know, reach out to that person. So I've been intentional with, if somebody crosses my heart, I'm reaching out to them. You know, we don't necessarily have to have a conversation, quote unquote, but I just want you to know that you were on my heart and I was thinking of you. And I know that that's part of of my purpose and what I'm here to do. I'm here to be that light, to be that encouragement. And you never, ever, ever, ever know what somebody's going through. And just to even speak on that as maybe like a testimony, the other day I reached out to someone who I literally have not seen in years. Like we used to work together years ago, and we used to call each other soul sisters because we just had that connection through, our father. And so I just even remember us just praying together. And so I was like, oh, my soul sister. I was like, let me check on her just to say, hey, again, you don't have to pick up the phone and call. I mean, because of technology, you can send a text message. So I simply sent a message to say, hey, you crossed my heart. I was thinking about you. Love you, soul sister. And so what I didn't know was that she was in need of prayer, right? Because a really good friend of hers had just gone to hospice. And so she was just like, I needed, God must have known. And she'd even responded. She was like, God knows when I need to hear from you. And so what if I had just, gone along my day and been like, oh yeah, I thought about her. Okay, that's great. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Right.
She needed that, that wink from God, that God wink, that confirmation that he does care. He is listening and he uses people to show his love. So just being intentional is how we can get back to connecting with one another.
Intentional. I love that. Wow. You know, you say that, and I find it difficult, developing new relationships, because sometimes we try to develop new relationships and we have a hard time processing the new people that we come in contact with, because we're so critical about who comes in our circle or into our zone. Anjali, I see you on here. Thank you, girl, for coming in. Thank you. So many subscribers I see. Queen Plaza, Bob, I see a Booba. Who else? Gina.
We got
Wow.
Linda, Letitia,
Yeah. Wow.
Christine,
My
Gina.
girls. See, this is what it's all about. And y'all share love. This is so important. And I wouldn't have done this. And now I'm like, wow, this is a pretty awesome idea. Get connected with my people in the community, because we don't see each other. Who knows who has gone through COVID, who's been isolated, sitting in their house, not knowing what to do, scared to death. Okay. Don't know who to call. I have met a lot of people because I work as a hospitalist for Advent Health. So I've seen and heard it all. So I think, but it's been a challenge, You said melanin curator. Oh my God.
Yeah, melanin curated marketplace
Oh,
for women of color by women of color. And that thing right there, oh my goodness. So we haven't, of course, been able to have one since February 2019 was our last one.
right.
And so we had 35, I believe it was 35 Black women owned businesses represented at that last event.
In this area?
In this area, right here in Palm Coast. And so I literally, when we were at the venue, I stood at the door. I went to the door, right? And stood at the door and just looked. And to see my vision, like right there before me, like that's what, when I first started Naturals of Palm Coast, that's what I envisioned. Just that marketplace piece, just that place where, I mean, the energy was amazing. The conversations and the transactions and the love and the collaborations and everything that was flowing through that place on that day was just like a vision come true. And I know that it's not going to end there, right? I know that it's just going to get bigger and better. Of course, in light of the pandemic, I want to be responsible because I want a packed out, sold out event, but I ain't going to no packed out, sold out event, so I can't have a packed out, sold out event right now. But it's coming because it was such a beautiful thing. It was just like, wow. And yes, in this area, I mean, we had women travel from, Melbourne and Jacksonville and Orlando and different places. but I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I'm here in Palm Coast, so why can't we have it here in Palm Coast? Because we
Right.
are here. It's just figuring out how to pull everybody together.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was amazing, and I'm so excited just to see, and you've pushed me to continue, and Melinda on here,
Yeah.
she's pushed me to continue, and she's been there with Miss Terry at the front
Mm-hmm.
door,
Mm-hmm.
greeting people for me. And so it's been an amazing experience, and I'm so looking forward to just growing that, and figuring how to pivot. Because for me, because being a creative, like, I don't just move just because you think I'm supposed to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm led by the spirit. So if the
Yeah.
spirit ain't told me to do A, B, and C, then I'm just not gonna do it. It's just not gonna
Right.
work for me.
That's
So
right.
I can't wait until I am released to, figure this thing out, and keep going with it. Because yeah, like, it was
And
amazing. It's just
something I
continuing.
want you to something I want you to do, Toy. I want you to trust the people around you, your team. You have done that. And that was the second part of the question that I want to ask you about being the regional director of Doing It Divas and Dons. I want you to kind of talk about leadership and sales, because I have everybody's not a salesperson and everybody is
But
not
we
a
are.
natural born leader. Well, you got to talk to me about that. Educate us. We want to know.
Everybody sells stuff every day. Like, to say, oh, I'm not a sell. Yeah, you are. When you find that deal, that coupon, that sale, you gonna tell folks about it. What is that? Right? You may not be benefiting from it. You might not be getting anything from it, but you share. Like, so for
Right.
me, I am in a direct sales company,
Okay.
and when I'm talking to people about the opportunity, because it truly is for me more than just selling jewelry, because I don't feel like I sell jewelry. I
Okay.
wear the jewelry. You see the
Okay.
jewelry, you want it, you buy it. You know what I mean? If you don't want it, you don't buy it. But
Right.
all I'm doing is sharing it with you. I'm
Okay.
sharing the opportunity with you. And so I think it's with mindset and mentality. Like, because I don't want to feel like I'm selling somebody something, or, like, you know what I mean, just that icky sales car, salesman, they get a bad rap anyway. But you know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not my approach, and that's not my mentality with it.
Right.
I'm sharing and showing. And so if
Mm-hmm.
you can share and show, then you can sell, some $5 jewelry that sells itself. But as far as, like, leadership with the team, just knowing, like, you just have to lead out front. You have to show.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership is not about telling somebody else what they should be doing or what they're supposed to be doing, but it's about leading by example. It's about being being there for your team, being accessible, and just pouring what I have to pour, which is that light, which is that encouragement, that inspiration. And so I do that. I try to do that in every space, or I do that in every space that I'm in, whether it's, as employer, whether it is as entrepreneur, whether it's as mom, where if it's as, wife or friend or whatever, just being there and being accessible, and just sharing what I have to share, sharing some of this je ne sais quoi.
I think we need to be more intentional, and I think we need to take back what we think leadership is and redefine that word. To lead is to lead, yes. However, there have been boss ladies. That's what everybody likes. I'm a boss lady. They love to flex
That's
that
hard
word, and
work. That ain't
they
no
love to throw that
easy.
word to people. I'm gonna boss you, but they take it out of context.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Also, accountability. If you're gonna be a boss, you need to be accountable for your actions,
well,
and take
well, here's
responsibility.
the thing I want to say. Sometimes it's
For
more
the good
important
and
for
the
us
bad.
to listen, right? To listen, to learn, right? To lead, to grow, and to
Mhm.
nurture. We have to take all those elements and put it together to be that boss lady, to say, okay, let me take a step back. People have different issues and limitations. And how do we develop the better person? How do
Mhm.
we encourage and inspire a better, healthier existence for us all in the workplace? You
Mhm.
know, if I yell at you and make you feel bad about yourself, I'm not really effective. I'm
Right.
not really a good boss lady because they're going to call me a B lady, the other B. Okay. And I don't want to be labeled as that B lady. I want to be labeled as that person of love
Mhm.
and comfort and
That's the
help you.
approach, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to help you grow and mature in a way that is good, healthy,
Mhm.
and I want to develop a stronger community where we're loving on each other in a different
Mhm.
way.
Yes. And also realizing that everybody has a light, right? And so, me having my light, just think of a candle. I
Mm-hmm.
can support you. I can cheer for you. I can, push you, applaud you. I can share my light for
Mm-hmm.
you to ignite your light. And that does not dim my light. Like,
Right.
we can both shine together. My necklace says, let your light shine. Like, we can both shine together. It's not either
Yes.
you shine or I shine. We can both shine. We can
Ooh.
all shine together. Like, it's been
Ooh.
so many times or for so long that even for myself, I've allowed my light to dim, right? Because you know how people will, want to put us in the box. They mean well. Oh, you too much. Oh, you extra. Da, da, da. Yes, I have a spirit of extraness all around and all about me, and I embrace it. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to be who God has called me to be. You don't
Right.
have to agree with that. You don't have to understand that. But who am I not to be who God has called me to be? And it's not a boastful thing. It's not a I think I'm better than thing, but it's a I have to embrace who he's called me to be. And if that means for me to step out and be out front, because for a long time I did not want to be out, like, you ain't need to know my name, my face, nothing. It was just like I was pushing this little baby called Naturals Upon Coast, or pushing, you know what I'm saying? And not
Mm-hmm.
wanting to be really seen with it, but understanding my purpose. Like, I'm supposed to shine at full wattage. And if it's too bright for you, that's not my problem. It's not for me to dim it for you to be comfortable. Like, the best way that I can, like, explain that is Marianne Williamson's poem, Our Deepest Fear. That I love that poem
Mm-hmm.
because and if we have time, if I can share it, we have
Go
time for me
for
to
it.
read it real
Go
quick.
for it. We can go
Okay.
over time. I have time.
Okay.
Sorry,
So,
guys. We're going to go a little bit over time today, but go ahead.
okay. I like to talk, but when I gotta, you know what I mean. When I got something for you, I have to
Do
deliver
it.
it.
No, do it. Let
So,
the spirit go. Mm-hmm.
our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is
Mm-hmm.
our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous?
Yes,
Actually, who are you not to be?
to
You
be.
are a child of God.
Mm-hmm.
Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are
Hmm.
all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is
Yeah.
not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we
Mm-hmm.
unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So who am I not to shine in my full wattage? That doesn't serve anyone. And that doesn't serve my God. So, like, it's on. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Wow. You know, I want to leave you all with this thought. The competitive thing, the competitive edge It makes us better. We all need to compete in some kind of way. And we all have to understand the biblical principles of life. And that is, I can do all things, not some things, and feel inadequate. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is powerful. And you are powerful and wonderfully made in his image. I wasn't going to get biblical on y'all today, but it's in me. I love God, and he's my best friend and he's my companion now. He's just everything to me. And when he inspires me to do something, he encourages me. He do this. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I do it. And I stand on his words, and his promises is yes and amen. Mm-hmm. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this platform today with me and LaToya. We're going to have other opportunities for other business owners to get on here and talk about their products. We want to try it, test it, and we want to know the truth about what your product is and the services that you are rendering. In this closure, I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to reach out to us on Facebook. Join and subscribe the Natural Nubian on YouTube, Natural Nubian on Facebook. This is the only way you'll get the notifications, so you know when Table Talk with Ojay, Truth, Tested and Tried is live. Also, you can join my personal page, which is Orjanet, which I may not be doing much activity on it because I'm really more focused on my business activities now and doing a lot of other things. And God is just leading me in a direction. And I'm hoping that you guys will start to take your health serious. I know a lot of you are doing the Daniel fast, and I want to encourage you to continue to pray for one another in this country, and pray for these diseases that are coming out, viruses, the COVID, Omicron, Delta, just keep praying. Pray over our children in the school system, pray over our government, pray over our families, friendships. Just pray, and start to learn to love and embrace one another. It is so important. Guys, I thank you so very much for joining me today. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Toy, so much for joining me for my first show. Yeah, awesome. All right. So the comments that you guys have put, I'm pretty sure it's going to probably show up on the live because I see it. So again, please subscribe, and we will see you later.
Thank you. Bye. Look out for, to come. Please connect with me if you, want to be a part of when we bring the Color Collective back, Naturals of Palm Coast, when we bring that back. Or if you want to subscribe to the newsletter, go ahead and reach out.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Blings and blessings.